Welcome back to the shipyard and some more beginner advice. Sorry for the date change on this. Warp Core Breach took forever to edit, and thus it came out on Sunday, and so this got pushed, and I like to get the cheese to sick bay as a Monday thing. So, beginner advice on Tuesday this week. Today I wanted to talk about fleet building, constructing a list of ships with upgrades, and what you should be looking for when you do that. I know in the first episode I talked about some generic things to do, but as I've seen some lists that you guys have commented and left for me to give some feedback, and please keep doing that. That's a great process. There's a couple of things I'm noticing. One theme that keeps showing up is that lists are trying to do too many things. You see, when a ship has, say, a bunch of crew, and all the crew can do different things, but they're all actions, it means that the ship can handle a lot of different situations, but it's never going to all work at once, because you're never going to have enough actions to make all of those things work. Now, you can incorporate additional actions. You can bring in the Martok. You can have fighters with a squad leader. You can have other things that help give you more actions. But at that point, you're compromising the rest of your build to make this one thing work. It's something I commented on one list. I said, this list feels like it's a jack of all trades, master of none. I'm not trying to call anyone out. That's not my point. My point here is to help. Just to help you guys build more constructive fleets. Fleets that do more things, that work the way you want them to work. And so one of the ways that you go about that is by picking something, one thing that you want to do, and then doing it the best possible way you can do it. So if you want to have a lot of quality attack dice, then pick upgrades that help you get quality and help you get attack dice. If you want to build such that you have quality defense, then focus on quality defense. And don't worry about trying to repair. Don't worry about trying to have a whole bunch of attack. Don't worry about handing out ox power. Don't worry about movement control. Don't worry about reacting to movement. Don't worry about predicting things. Don't worry about captain skill. All of those things can happen, and eventually, as you build more, you'll start to try to incorporate 2 or 3 things. But it all depends on what it is you're trying to accomplish. And maybe one ship will be that super defensive ship, and then one ship will be the movement denial ship, and one ship will be your super attacker, and the others will have some support attack. You can never go wrong with building a fleet, constructing a list, and asking someone who has more experience what they think of it. Because if they have the time, they will give you honest feedback, and they will help you to learn what it is that you like in the game. You see, every card that you put on a ship, even the reason you're taking a ship, that all factors into the style of gameplay that you like. And a good person to help with your list will listen to why you're taking those. And then they'll say, okay, I understand why you're trying to do all of those things. And let's focus down and say, how much of that do you really need? See, we've done this with attack cancellation, and you don't need 20 attack cancellations to be effective. You can be effective with 3 or 4. There are ways to still be effective at doing a thing without having to do it all the time and over and over and over again. And these are things that I didn't learn for a very long time. They take experience in gameplay. They talk hashing out ideas with people. They take throwing a list together and then having somebody shred it and go, this doesn't work, but here's why it doesn't work. So the beginner advice is keep on building, keep on putting lists together, trying things out, play test it, fly it against yourself, build 2 lists, play both sides of it. Yeah, you don't get the movement prediction side of it, but you get to see the effectiveness of flying. You get to see how well your fleet does something, how well it does whatever you're trying to accomplish. The advanced side of the advice of this is if somebody comes to you for help, ask them to explain their list. Get in there, figure out why they're doing what they're doing. The best thing you can do is learn from them, understand where they're at, critique, give constructive criticism. And when something does work, praise it. Say, hey, that's a really great idea. Yeah, that's something that does work. That's something we can build on. That's going to make a difference. This other thing, here's a better way we can do that. Here's a more efficient way we can do that. So maybe this isn't the most intuitive beginner advice, but I want to tell you guys that you just have to keep on trying, because no one, I mean no one, is good at what they do the first time they do it. You're not. My first game of Attack Wing, I flew Starter Riker instead of Starter Picard. Deliberately. I flew a Ferengi ship, and I flew Romulans instead of Klingons. Yeah, I made those choices. I wouldn't make those choices today. I know better. But I tried. I learned. I've done better. But I had fun, and I kept on trying. And I kept on refining my ideas. And I kept on going, oh, this works better. And from there, things progressed. You don't get anywhere if you don't keep trying. And I could have given up, but I didn't. So, please, the takeaway here is just keep on building, keep on hashing things out, and when somebody gives you advice, take it, figure out what it's worth to you, and try again. And then come back to that same person and say, hey, I took your advice. Here's what I came up with after your advice. What do you think of it now? And keep going with them. I still do that with people. And you know what? Sometimes I'm stubborn and I say, you think that, but I want to run this. And I've said it before in different things. I'm not the best builder in the world. Not by a long shot. But I still have fun. Still have fun with all of this. So, there you guys go. There's some more beginner advice. Some things that I wish I knew when I was first playing. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.